welcome to another week of Kids Church at Home. I'm so glad that you are here with us for another week to explore a new theme and have a new activity this week. Our theme this week is around Jesus as a shepherd and a healer, but when he was alive, he also pointed out to his friends and followers that there were so many people who were hurt that we all need to be a shepherd in some way. We all need to be healers in some way, to look out for those around us who are hurting and need extra support. And so that's what we're going to explore today, is a little bit about what it means to be a healer, what it means to be a follower, and how we can be healers as we follow in Jesus's path. A special hello to Lily and to Callie, to Jackson and to Jonathan, to Ben and to Nikki. I'm so glad that you are here, and we just want to make sure that we say hello to you before we move on. And also a note that we will be continuing to do these weekly Faith at Home videos for you for the next coming weeks. We know that some churches are going back to their buildings and back to meeting in person, but we are not there yet. Our community is going to continue to meet online, and I hold you in my heart as we go forward. We will be there, we will meet soon, but for now we will continue to meet in this way. And I look forward to seeing pictures of the things that you do this week. Our song that we're going to start with today is a song that comes from a lot of camping traditions. It's called I Just Want to Be a Sheep. There are some actions. So the actions for the chorus are I just want to be a sheep, ba ba. I just want to be a sheep, ba ba. Praise the Lord, my soul to keep. I just want to be a sheep, ba ba. Really, really simple. And then we talk about some other characters. I don't want to be a Sadducee, or I don't want to be a Pharisee, or I don't want to be a hypocrite. And those are all really big and strange words, but Sadducees and Pharisees were ancient leaders of the law and of religion, and sometimes they were blinded to what people needed around them because of their role in society, because they thought that they were really important. And sometimes when we think that we are more important than others, then we don't see how we are hurting others. And so those are what is being referred to. It's people and times when we ourselves think of ourselves as more important than somebody else, and then we're unable to see the hurt that we cause that somebody else. So the song is about not wanting to do that, but rather wanting to be a sheep and to follow Jesus's way. So let's sing our song together. Baba, I just want to be a sheep. Baba, praise the Lord, my soul to keep. I just want to be a sheep. Baba, let's do that again. I just want to be a sheep. Baba, I just want to be a sheep. Baba, praise the Lord, my soul to keep. I just want to be a sheep. Baba, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite. No way, 'cause they're not hip with it. I just want to be a sheep. Baba, I don't want to be a Sadducee. I don't want to be a Sadducee. No way, 'cause they're so Sadducee. I just want to be a sheep. Baba, I just want to be a sheep. Baba, I just want to be a sheep. Baba, praise the Lord, my soul to keep. I just want to be a sheep. Baba, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite. No way, 'cause they're not hip with it. I just want to be a sheep. Baba. that was a lot of fun. Thank you for singing with us, and I hope that you had fun being a sheep and enjoying all of our sheep actions today.
This story is called Jesus Sends Disciples. It's from Seasons of the Spirit, and it's based on a story out of the book of Matthew. I want you to imagine a scene like this. Long time ago, things were very different from now, but maybe the scene was similar to that of a music festival, or a sports final, or some kind of large community event in which everyone from town was gathered together. There was a buzz in the air. Everyone had come out to see Jesus. He'd been traveling throughout the territory, and he'd been to lots of towns. He'd healed many people, and had been telling everyone of the love God has for all of us. As you might imagine, he'd attracted a lot of attention, been the center of many crowds. We don't know why this crowd was different from many others, but this one was different. There was something about the people gathered in this place that really tugged at Jesus' heartstrings. He felt how lonely and sad they were, somehow knew that they had lost their bearings and were struggling to find a way out of their distress and into the joy of life and living again. His immediate desire was to do something to lighten the load they were enduring, for Jesus was someone who was full of compassion. There are not many people who understand the love of God as well as you do, he told the disciples. You have been traveling with me and have seen how people's lives can be transformed when God enters their hearts. I can't be everywhere. I can't meet everyone, so I want you to be part of what I am doing. I want you to travel to the places I can't go to. Tell those you meet about God and God's great desire to release people from their suffering, to bring them into a new life of love and joy. The more of us who do this, the more God's love will spread throughout the world. Not everyone will welcome you and receive your message. For some, it will mean they need to change in ways they are unwilling to do. Offer to teach them. But don't linger about trying to convince them, for there are others that need you. And so the disciples went and did as Jesus had asked them. This was the beginning of something extraordinary. More than 2,000 years on from this story, we know about Jesus because ever since followers have traveled away from their safe places into all the regions of the world to tell all those who are feeling lost, lonely, and sad of the friendship and compassionate love of God.
I wonder how we can be like Jesus' disciples. Learn to share God's compassion with the world in the way that Jesus did and in the way he asked his friends to do. Okay, my friends, we are back in our living room at our table to do another craft this week. This week, I thought we would play with the theme of sheep and shepherds, and we would create a picture of a sheep. And traditionally, you might think that we would do a drawing of a sheep or have an outline of a sheep and then put glue and cotton balls on it, right? And we would create a sheep with cotton balls. But we don't have any cotton balls in the house. So we are going to try out a bunch of different ways to make a sheep. And I would love for you to try and think of a way for you to fill your sheep too. So that's the challenge for the week. So some of the things that we have found that we might be able to play with, we have some salt, so we could put some salt on to create the sheep. We have some yarn, we could do that. We have pipe cleaners, we could try that. We have paper towels, we have some cotton swabs, we have a few cottony things. So we're gonna try and use these things to create a sheep, but I'm gonna leave it to you at this point maybe to stop the video and think about what could you use in your house right now to create a sheep. So as you think about that, we're going to get started with our outline, okay? So we are starting with a pizza box. We're using cardboard because if we decide to put something heavy on it, we want something sturdy. So a pizza box or a cereal box or something sturdy will help. And then we're going to grab a marker. And as we say in our house, you can always draw with marker because if you make a mistake, you just turn it into part of the art. So don't be afraid to draw with marker and don't be afraid to make a mistake. You just create something out of it. So the first thing that we need to do is draw the head, and the head is going to look like a little cloud. So I'm going to create, there we go. There is my little cloud. You can kind of see it there. Okay, and we don't need to color it in because we're going to use the other craft supplies to fill it in. So once you have the little cloud, we're going to do a bigger cloud for the body, and that is going to start, so here's our head. We're going to start our bigger cloud here like this. And we're going to make a big cloud. There, it's nice and fluffy. Awesome. Okay, now, if you want to add a tail, it goes over here. So you can add another little cloud as the tail over there. And then we want to, I'm going to do it this way, we want to give him a bit of a nose and snout. So I'm going to do that there. So I just added a U on the other side of my little cloud, and there, that's where I can put a little eye and a nose, and that can be my sheep's face. And then we probably need some ears. There we go. And what else does my sheep need? Some legs. You guys have put some legs. So let's do some legs at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. And I'm going to color my legs in. There we go. Okay, so there is my sheep. Is that nice? And that's the start. And do you two want to show your outlines that you're going to fill in? There's Maudlin's and Eli. I am Jeff. So you can see that they're all really different, and that's awesome. And now what we want to do is all those cloud parts, we're going to fill those in with something to make them look 3D and like fluffy sheep. So this is where you're going to use whatever material that you could find in your house to do the same. So here we go. Alright, so we have started the process. Eli is using pipe cleaners and cotton swabs to decorate his sheep. Maudlin has pulled out the hot glue gun and she's putting salt all over her sheep. I'm using paper towels. I've ripped them into little squares. I've put some glue on, and then when you take the little square paper towel and you put it on a pencil, and then you can just put it on the glue and it makes something fuzzy like that. So we're going to keep working at our respective ideas, and we'll show you our results when we're all done.
Ready, set, action!
So we have finished our very creative sheep. They all look super different, so we will show them to you one at a time here. Maudlin, can I show off your sheep? Maudlin has made a sparkly sheep using the salt. She's got it all glittery and it looks really, really cool. Let me show it that way. There we go. It's a very sparkly sheep. And Eli has named his sheep. His name is Jeff. And Eli got very creative too. He used our cotton swabs and took them apart and made them really fluffy. Oh,
Make them fat.
Made them fluffy so that he's got a nice, fat and puffy sheep there. And he's got salt on the ground, so it must be a snowy day for that sheep. And here's my paper towel sheep. He's all very fluffy too. He lost his ears because he's so fluffy. We had to draw them in afterwards. And he says, bah, bah. So there is our sheep. And we put these sheep aside and we carry them around, remembering that sometimes we are the sheep that God looks after and helps when we are hurting or lost. And sometimes we are the shepherds who have to look after the other sheep in the flock and who have to help others who are hurt or sad in some way or lost. And so the sheep can be us sometimes, and sometimes it is our neighbor, and we have to be the one to look after. Well, that's it for this week, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye!